Eleanor's apartment was a testament to her eclectic tastes. Bookshelves crammed with well-thumbed paperbacks and leather-bound classics lined the walls. Stacks of vintage vinyl records threatened to topple over from their perch near the record player. Intriguing trinkets, souvenirs of her numerous flea market expeditions, adorned every available surface. The air itself seemed thick with the comforting scent of old paper and forgotten dreams. Eleanor, a woman of simple routines and boundless curiosity, thrived in this organized chaos. She enjoyed her quiet evenings, curled up on her worn velvet armchair with a cup of chamomile tea and a good book. Her days were spent exploring the hidden treasures of the city, her heart always yearning for the unique and the unusual. It was during one such exploration, in a dusty corner of a forgotten thrift shop, that she stumbled upon an object that would forever alter the course of her life. Back in her cozy apartment, Eleanor found herself inexplicably drawn to the antique watch. She traced the intricate engravings with her fingers, their coolness pressing against her skin. The inscription, Tempus non fugit, echoed in her mind, each word imbued with a strange weight. Was it merely a fancy inscription, or did it hint at something more profound? Intrigued, Eleanor attempted to open the watch, her fingers fumbling with the tiny clasp. It resisted at first, as if reluctant to reveal its secrets. Then with a soft click, it sprang open, revealing a pristine white face with delicate, almost ethereal hands. The watch began to tick, a rhythmic pulse that seemed to resonate with an unseen energy. Days turned into weeks, and still, Eleanor found herself captivated by the watch. She carried it everywhere she went, its smooth metal a comforting weight against her palm. She tried to decipher the inscription, scouring libraries and browsing countless online forums. But the watch remained an enigma, its secrets locked away behind its intricate facade. It was during a particularly frustrating afternoon, as she sat staring at the watch in exasperation, that Eleanor accidentally discovered its true power. She had been idly toying with the watch's crown, twisting it back and forth in frustration, when suddenly the world around her froze. Silence descended upon the world, thick and heavy. Eleanor sat frozen, her hands still gripping the watch, her mind struggling to comprehend the impossible. The city outside, normally a cacophony of car horns and bustling crowds, was utterly still. A sense of unreality permeated the air, a feeling of being trapped within a paused photograph. Tentatively, Eleanor rose from her chair. She moved slowly, cautiously, as if afraid any sudden movement might shatter the fragile stillness surrounding her. The world felt different, altered. Without the constant flow of time, everything seemed sharper, more defined. Colors appeared more vibrant, sounds crisper, smells more potent. Curiosity, that insatiable thirst for knowledge that had always been Eleanor's driving force, began to bubble within her. This newfound power, this ability to manipulate time itself, filled her with a sense of wonder and trepidation in equal measure. She could explore this frozen world, observe its hidden details, experience things beyond the constraints of normal perception. But was it right? The weight of her newfound power settled upon her shoulders. The watch, once a mere curiosity, now felt like a heavy responsibility. Eleanor knew she couldn't ignore the potential consequences of her actions. This wasn't a game. It was a force of nature she held in her hands. She had to proceed with caution, to use this power wisely, responsibly. The fate of time itself, she realized with a sudden chill, might very well rest in her hands. Eleanor's initial forays into the paused world were tentative, explorations fueled by a mixture of trepidation and exhilarating freedom. She would pause time for a few seconds, just long enough to savor the stillness, to marvel at the world caught in a state of suspended animation. The bustling marketplace near her apartment, normally a kaleidoscope of sights and sounds, became her personal tableau vivant. She observed the fishmonger, his hand frozen mid-gesture as he haggled with a customer. She watched children with their mouths agape in mid-laugh, their toys suspended in mid-air. She even saw a street performer, his guitar pick hovering just above the strings, forever on the verge of strumming the next chord. Each frozen moment was a snapshot of life, a testament to the fleeting, precious nature of time itself. As Eleanor grew accustomed to her newfound ability, her confidence blossomed. She began to experiment, extending the duration of her time-stopping escapades, venturing further from her apartment. She explored the city's hidden alleyways, admired the architectural details of its grand old buildings, and even snuck into a museum after hours to stand inches from priceless works of art. The world, once bound by the relentless march of time, was now her personal playground. But with each passing day, a growing unease began to gnaw at the edges of Eleanor's exhilaration. She realized that manipulating time, even with the best of intentions, came with its own set of moral dilemmas. Was it right to interfere? To alter the natural order of things, even if it was for seemingly harmless amusement? The question lingered in her mind, a constant reminder of the power she now wielded. Section 5. The Artist's Muse. Word of a mysterious mural started appearing in the city. People whispered of a giant, unfinished artwork on the side of an old abandoned warehouse downtown. The artist, a reclusive but undeniably talented young man named Finn, had seemingly vanished, leaving his masterpiece incomplete. Drawn by curiosity and a desire to use her gift for something meaningful, Eleanor sought out the mural. It was a sight to behold, a riot of colors and abstract shapes, a vibrant tapestry of emotions frozen in time. Finn's talent was undeniable, but the empty spaces, the unfinished sections, hinted at his sudden disappearance. Eleanor, captivated by the mural's beauty and determined to see it completed, decided to intervene. She would use her gift to finish what Finn had started, to breathe life back into his abandoned creation. And so, under the cover of darkness, Eleanor embarked on her secret mission. Each night, she would pause time and with brushes and paints scavenged from art supply stores, carefully study Finn's style, mimicking his strokes, blending her colors to match his vision. She worked tirelessly, driven by a sense of purpose she hadn't felt before. The mural became her canvas, her way of bringing beauty and hope to a world that often seemed to have forgotten the importance of art. Section 6. The Pickpocket's Plight. Eleanor wasn't oblivious to the city's darker side. Pickpocketing, a persistent annoyance in crowded areas, had always irked her. One day, while navigating the bustling marketplace, she witnessed a young pickpocket deftly relieving an elderly woman of her purse. Anger flared within Eleanor. This wasn't harmless mischief. It was a violation, a betrayal of trust. In that instant, she decided to teach the young thief a lesson he wouldn't soon forget. As the pickpocket attempted to melt into the crowd, Eleanor discreetly stopped time. The world around them froze, the bustling energy of the marketplace replaced by an unsettling stillness. Eleanor approached the stunned pickpocket, his hand still clutching the stolen purse. She carefully removed the purse, returning it to the oblivious elderly woman's bag. Then, with a mischievous glint in her eyes, she replaced the purse with something else, a bag of marbles. As time resumed its natural flow, the pickpocket, none the wiser, continued his escape. He would only realize the absurdity of his stolen prize much later, his dreams of easy riches replaced by the clatter of marbles rolling across the pavement. Eleanor, watching from a distance, couldn't help but smile. It was a harmless prank, she reasoned, a small act of cosmic justice. Section 7. A Garden of Time. The idea came to Eleanor in a flash of inspiration. She would use her gift, her ability to manipulate time, to create something truly special, something that would bring joy and tranquility to her city. She envisioned a lush, verdant garden, a sanctuary of peace and beauty amidst the urban sprawl. She found the perfect spot, a neglected lot, choked with weeds and littered with debris. It was an eyesore, a forgotten corner of the city yearning for rejuvenation. Armed with gardening tools, seeds, and an unwavering determination, Eleanor set to work. Each night, under the cloak of darkness and paused time, Eleanor toiled tirelessly. She cleared debris, tilled the soil, planted seeds, and nurtured her burgeoning garden. She sculpted hedges, coaxed climbing vines up trellises, and arranged colorful flower beds in intricate patterns. She even diverted a small stream, creating a babbling brook that meandered through her verdant paradise. Weeks turned into months, and slowly, miraculously, Eleanor's vision began to take shape. The once neglected lot transformed into a vibrant oasis, a testament to her dedication and the extraordinary power she wielded. It was her masterpiece, her gift to the city, a sanctuary where time seemed to flow at its own pace. Section 8. The Weight of Time. As Eleanor's secret projects around the city continued, She couldn't shake the growing unease within her. The initial thrill of manipulating time, the exhilaration of altering the world around her, had given way to a sobering realization. She was treading on dangerous ground. The watch, once a source of wonder and excitement, now felt like a heavy burden. Its constant presence was a reminder of the moral tightrope she walked with every tick of its delicate hands. The inscription, Tempus non fugit, once a source of intrigue, now felt like a warning. She had witnessed the consequences of her actions, both intended and unintended. The joy on people's faces as they admired the completed mural, the pickpocket's bewildered frustration at his marble-filled prize, the awe inspired by her secret garden. These were but fleeting moments in the grand tapestry of time. Eleanor realized that her interventions, however well-intentioned, were disrupting the natural order of things. She was altering destinies, manipulating outcomes, playing God in a game she barely understood. The weight of this realization pressed down on her, heavy and suffocating. Section 9. The Final Act. The decision, when it finally came, arrived with a sense of inevitability. Eleanor knew she couldn't continue manipulating time indefinitely. She had to relinquish control, to let the river of time flow unimpeded. But first, she had one final act, one last opportunity to use her gift for good. The city's annual Founders' Day parade was fast approaching. It was a grand affair, a celebration of the city's rich history and vibrant culture. People from all walks of life lined the streets, eager to witness the elaborate floats, marching bands, and festive atmosphere. Eleanor, determined to make this year's parade truly unforgettable, devised a plan. She would use her time-stopping ability to orchestrate a breathtaking spectacle, a moment of pure magic that would leave the city speechless. As the parade reached its climax, with the grand finale float poised to make its appearance, Eleanor discreetly stopped time. The world froze. Musicians mid-note, dancers suspended in mid-air, children with wide-eyed wonder etched on their faces. With the precision of a seasoned choreographer, Eleanor rearranged the parade's elements. She lifted musicians high above the crowd, their instruments seemingly floating in mid-air. She repositioned dancers, creating a tableau vivant of breathtaking beauty. She even arranged for a shower of confetti to cascade from the sky, each piece frozen in time, a shimmering testament to the magic she wielded. Section 10. A Life Well Lived. With the grand finale of the Founders' Day parade forever etched in the city's memory, Eleanor knew it was time. She slipped away from the frozen spectacle, the antique watch feeling uncharacteristically light in her pocket. She made her way to her secret garden, her sanctuary, her final destination. Under the soft glow of the setting sun, Eleanor buried the watch deep beneath the roots of a wise old oak tree. It was time for the watch to rest, its power returned to the universe. As she patted down the soft earth, a single tear traced a path down her cheek, a tear not of sadness, but of acceptance and gratitude. Eleanor spent her remaining years living a life filled with a newfound appreciation for the simple pleasures. She volunteered at the local library, sharing her love of books and stories. She joined a community garden, her green thumb still working its magic, and every now and then, she would visit her secret garden, finding solace in its tranquil embrace. The antique watch, with its inscription Tempus non fugit, became a distant memory, a reminder of a time when she had danced with the fabric of time itself. But more importantly, it served as a valuable lesson, a reminder that time, in its relentless flow, was both precious and finite. And that true fulfillment lay not in manipulating its course, but in cherishing every fleeting moment.